The Giant's Causeway, where legends meet the sea. There are places in this world where the earth seems to breathe ancient stories, where every stone whispers secrets from a time long before us. The Giant's Causeway, resting on the rugged coast of Northern Ireland, is one such place. Standing on this surreal landscape feels less like stepping onto solid ground and more like walking into the rhythm of a myth, where nature's geometry and Celtic legend intertwine in perfect harmony. The drive along the Causeway coastal route sets the tone, a ribbon of road winding between emerald cliffs and the restless North Atlantic Ocean. The sky is often draped in soft gray clouds, the kind that turn golden at sunset and silver at dawn. You begin to sense that the world here moves differently, slower, deeper, touched by something divine. And then you see it, the causeway itself. Around 40,000 interlocking basalt columns, each shaped like perfect hexagons, stretching from the cliffs into the sea as if forming a pathway built for giants. The waves crash against them, spraying salt mist that catches the light, and for a moment, you're not sure whether this place belongs to Earth or to legend. Local lore has long claimed it was built by the mighty giant Fionn mac Cumhaill, known in Scotland as Finn McCool. The story says he was challenged by a Scottish giant named Benandonner, who roared across the sea, mocking Fionn's strength. Fueled by pride and courage, Fionn began to lay the causeway stone by stone, building a bridge across the ocean so he could face his rival head-on. But when he finally saw the enormous Benandonner approaching, Fionn realized the Scotsman was far bigger than he'd imagined. Terrified, Fionn ran home to his clever wife, Una, who disguised him as a baby and tucked him into a giant cradle. When Benandonner arrived and saw the baby, he shuddered in fear. If this was the child, what must the father look like? He fled back to Scotland, tearing up the causeway behind him so Fionn couldn't follow. And thus the causeway became a ruin, a mythical bridge half swallowed by the sea. But whether you believe the myth or the science, both are equally astonishing. Geologists tell another story, one of volcanic fury some 60 million years ago when molten lava surged and cracked as it cooled, forming this impossible geometric wonder. Hexagon after hexagon, shaped not by hands but by time, pressure, and fire. Standing there, the lines between myth and science blur beautifully. The wind howls like the cry of the old giants, and the sea hums its eternal tune. The rocks, slick and dark, glisten beneath the clouds. It feels as though the earth itself remembers every tale told here. Every battle, every song, every whisper of awe from those who've come to see it. As the tide rolls in, the columns appear to vanish beneath the waves, like a staircase leading down into the sea. Locals say that at certain moments, when the light is low and the mist dances, you can almost see Fionn's shadow moving along the cliffs. Whether it's imagination or something older than that, no one can say. The Giant's Causeway isn't just a geological marvel, it's a feeling. The cliffs that rise above it, Causeway Head and Shepherd Steps, are alive with seabirds, the sound of wings blending with the roar of the Atlantic. The air tastes of salt and moss, and even the silence carries an echo. Hikers who follow the trail to the amphitheater viewpoint say it's one of the most spiritual spots on Earth, where the sea, sky, and stone merge into something beyond words. And then there's the light, the way it changes everything. On a stormy afternoon, the causeway turns dark and mysterious, a fortress of stone battling the sea. But at sunrise, when the first light spills across the hexagons, the stones glow gold, a mosaic of ancient fire reborn. Many filmmakers and photographers call this Ireland's living painting. As the day unfolds, you can explore nearby wonders: the Carrick Reed rope bridge, suspended above turquoise waters, the Dunluce Castle, perched dramatically on a cliff edge, and the Bushmills Distillery, one of the oldest whiskey makers in the world, where stories of the causeway flows smoothly as the drink itself. But nothing compares to returning to the causeway at dusk. When the crowds leave and only the wind remains, the stones feel alive again. You sit by the edge, watching the horizon fade into violet, and you start to understand why legends were born here. Maybe the giants never left. Maybe they just became part of the land. Every inch of this place carries history, from the Gaelic songs echoing in nearby villages to the lighthouses standing guard on the coast. The people here speak with pride, warmth, and that lilting Irish humor that makes every story sparkle. For them, the Causeway is not just a tourist site, it's a symbol of strength, mystery, and identity. When the night finally falls, stars emerge above the sea, bright, endless, and ancient. You can almost hear the stones whisper again. Some say it's the sound of waves carving the rock.